everyone, my name is Kamagelo Maponya Kamtsotsa Boza Ya Di Boza. I'm an aspiring chartered accountant using this platform to speak to inspirational people and share an inspirational message so that you can aspire to be better every day. In today's video, we will be speaking about 5 things I wish I knew before starting an accounting degree at UCT. But before I do that, I have a little bit of a life update. So as you know, I haven't been on the YouTube streets for nearly, I think, 3 to 4 months. And that's all because I'm in my postgraduate year in accounting. And for anyone who knows anything about CTA or PGDA, it's the busiest year of your life. For that reason, I decided to take a step back and to focus mainly on my studies. That's why I haven't been on YouTube in such a long time. Another good thing to happen in my life is that I have finally graduated from the best university in Africa. So I hold a BCom accounting, financial accounting degree, chartered accountant stream from UCT. And I was just celebrating that with my family not so long ago. I might put up a picture. I'm not sure yet. But for now, thank you so much for all your support. It has been amazing. This platform continues to grow and I can't wait to see what happens next. So let's get right into the video. What are the 5 things I wish I knew about accounting before I actually started studying it? And I have roughly 3 years of experience within this degree. I'm now in my 4th year within the accounting profession and halfway through my chartered accountant journey. So I think I have gathered enough information to help you and to tell you what I think I wish I knew before I started. So I've written down a few things, and please, in the comments down below, please tell me what you think you wish you knew before starting accounting, depending on where you are. Okay, no matter where you are, whether you are at Stellenbosch, you are at Wits, whether you're at University of Pretoria, tell me what you wish you knew before starting accounting. Okay, the first thing, I wish I knew that accounting is not just about numbers. Most of us who are in the accounting profession were good at maths in high school. You're most probably told that you're so good at maths, you should consider accounting as a profession. Once you get to university, you start to realize that accounting isn't just about the numbers. We're not always crunching numbers left, right, and center. And oftentimes people will say, oh my word, you're studying accounting, you must be good with numbers. And not to say you shouldn't be good with numbers, but I will say it's not the main focus. The main focus of accounting is to tell the story of the business and its financial backing as well. You need to tell the story for this year, that from January to December, this is what happened and these are the transactions that happened. When you're formulating your financial statements, you're essentially the storyteller of that company. So I like to look at it as I'm the one telling the story of the financial statements, and I'm telling the story to not only the government, to my shareholders, and to anyone who's just interested in this company. So yes, it's not just about numbers. Maybe you did high school maths, or you did high school accounting, and you're thinking, I'm good at numbers, and that's why I should do accounting. But I want to caution you that accounting isn't just about the numbers. You need to be able to think analytically. And maybe that's where the maths does help you a lot. You're taught to think like an analytical person. You learn to be inquisitive. You learn to dig deeper into what is actually going on. But if you find that maths or numbers isn't necessarily your strongest thing or strong suit, you don't have to worry. You can still be great at accounting, even if you have a 60% or 70% in maths. What's important is you have an analytical mind. This leads me into my second point. Guys, accounting has a lot and a lot of law. I cannot emphasize how much I wish I knew this before starting accounting. One of the main reasons I decided that I'm going to start accounting is that I didn't want to have to deal with words. I knew that I didn't want to be a lawyer, I didn't want to be a doctor, because everyone I knew in those professions said there's a lot of theory. There's just a lot of theory, a lot of reading. But little did I know, accounting is just the same. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but on campus, on your university campus, you'll always see an accounting student holding a handbook. We have books upon books upon books that require us to know the detail behind it. We need to know all the laws regarding auditing. We need to know all the laws regarding the Companies Act. We need to know so much law. To a certain extent, I feel like I'm low-key a lawyer for business because of how much law we do. Just to give you context, we do the Companies Act, we do the Income Tax Act, we do the VAT Act, we do the Consumer Protection Act, we do a lot of law within accounting. And if you're not someone who likes reading, it might come as a shock. But the beautiful thing is, you can easily use your knowledge into anything you want to do in life. I know the Companies Act very well. I know the Companies Act to a certain extent. I have to know it for my school work, right? And I understand that certain transactions have certain procedures that need to be followed. Maybe I want to sell shares. As a company, we want to have shares on the market. There's certain laws and procedures, JSE listing requirements. There's certain things that need to happen before you can actually do something. And one thing you should know is that the accounting profession in South Africa, the finance industry as a whole, is so highly regulated that as a chartered accountant, you need to know what laws and regulations you are dealing with on a daily basis. So matric me would have thought, no, I'm going to do accounting because it's just about numbers. I'm good at numbers. But what is so important is that there's a lot of law and you need to come to grips with it. Another example I can give is that when you do tax, you're exposed to court cases about tax disputes, and you need to apply those court cases whenever you're discussing whether or not or what the tax implications of this transaction may be. So you are using law on a daily basis. If you have your IFRS is just a set of laws. That is your International Financial Reporting Standards, right? That is just a set of law that is guiding you on how to account for certain transactions. They are prescriptive in how you debit or credit something. They are prescriptive in how you set out your financial statements. So accounting is highly regulated and you need to come to grips with law. Please don't say I didn't tell you. If you are in first year or matric, brace yourself. There is a lot of law. Okay, my next point, my third point. I would like to say, I wish that I knew how big and broad and expansive the accounting profession is. Most times when you think of an accountant, you're thinking of someone who is sitting behind a laptop and they are crunching numbers. But accounting is such a big career. It is such a wide career. There is so much you can do with your accounting degree, with your chartered accounting designation. And there's so many other subcategories of accountants within the accounting profession. Most people who want to study accounting only know about SAICA, which is to become part of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. But we have other designations such as SEMA, which is the, I actually don't forgot that designation, but it's all about management accounting, right? Maybe you love taxation so much. There's something called SITE, which is the South African Institute of Taxation. Maybe you want to go into finance. There's so much you can do, and there isn't just one path to becoming an accountant. There's so many types of accountants out there that being a CA is not the be all and end all. There's so much at your disposal. Another thing is, when I say the accounting profession is wide, oftentimes when you go into university, when you're thinking of a job, most people often think you're going to a big four firm, right? And yes, majority of people do go to the big four firm, but you're not limited to being an auditor. Maybe you're like me, who didn't quite enjoy auditing in undergrad. In third year I did, but in second year I hated auditing, right? And you're like me and you realize that I don't think auditing is for me. I don't think I want to be going out and checking that another person did what they're supposed to do. Auditing is a very respected career, and I highly encourage people to do so, to go that field. But if you feel in your heart that that is not what is meant for you, you don't have to be stuck going to an auditing or accounting firm, your big four firms. There are so many things you can do outside of just going the big four route. You could go straight into banking, right? There's so many banking or banks that are looking for trainees. If you want to go into consulting, maybe you find that I actually just love using my accounting degree to solve problems. Let me go into consulting. So many consulting firms are looking for accounting trainees to help them solve business problems. The beautiful thing about an accounting degree is that it equips you with the fundamental principles of how businesses work. It's not just about crunching numbers or preparing financial statements. It's all about being a problem solver and using your expertise to help solve business problems. So if you're thinking, oh my word, accounting seems like a linear path, I want you to change your mind about that. Accounting is wide. Accounting is filled with so many opportunities. Accounting will lead you to many places that you never even dreamt of. Okay, one example I can give, which all university students should know about, is Varsity Vibe, right? So Varsity Vibe is a student discount platform. It's an app that you can download, and then you can go to any major retailer, or whoever's partnered with them, and get a discount, a student discount, right? Can you believe that Varsity Vibe, one of the founders, was actually a chartered accountant? They were actually studying here at UCT, did so many other things within the corporate space, decided to leave corporate, and now they fully behind Varsity Vibe, right? So do you see that they're not stuck in the corporate journey that we all think we're meant to be stuck in? They use their skills as a chartered accountant, their knowledge about financial statements, their knowledge about how to gather financing, their knowledge about how to speak to clients and how to solve problems. They're using that expertise to create a platform that we as university students use every day in our lives. So for me, I find that I'm most inspired by chartered accountants who don't necessarily follow the traditional part or form of accounting, which is to go big four and land up somewhere, which is still good, don't get me wrong. But I'm more inspired by chartered accountants who go into corporate, learn as much as they can, and use those skills to create businesses, to create platforms, to create something different, or just to create new solutions to problems that we have in our everyday lives. So as an accountant, you're a problem solver, so you have the world as your oyster. Okay, the next one. When you think about accounting, you think about money, right? But you're not going to be rich immediately. Okay, that is something very important. The fourth point is, just because you're a chartered accountant or you're studying towards being a chartered accountant and you finish your degree, it doesn't mean you'll be rich immediately. I know we're all thinking about the chartered accountants who are CFOs of JSE listed companies. They are CEOs. They are in big, high positions, earning lots of money. And you're thinking, they're a chartered accountant, I'm going to be a chartered accountant. Therefore, I'll be having a house in Clifton very soon. I'll be having a house in Sandton very soon. I am going to be in the richest neighborhood ever. Not to say you won't, but it won't happen immediately. There's a bit of a competition that my friends and I go through. Is like, okay, guys, what do you think your salary will be next year? How much do you think you'll be earning when you do your articles? All of that thing, right? And you learn very quickly that in the first few years of your journey as an accountant, as an aspiring chartered accountant, you are not earning that much. You are not earning close to the millions you think many chartered accountants are meant to be earning. So in the beginning, be patient with yourself. You won't be quick. You won't be getting rich very quickly. Obviously, unless you have, your side hustles. But the main thing, if your main source of income is just your salary, you will not be getting rich very quickly. Okay, so just remember, it takes a lot of time to get to where the chartered accountants you look up to are. They have 15 to 20 years experience. They have been doing this for a very long time. And with experience comes more money. So stay put. In the first few years, you won't be earning much, and that's okay. But your salary will climb up rapidly once you get through your board exams and once you qualify at least. Okay, the last point is accountants are boring. Guys, I think this is a very big misconception, right? We are not boring people. Accountants are actually the craziest, wildest, most fun people you can think of, right? When you think of an accountant, you're thinking of someone who is behind a laptop all day, every day. And yes, 9 times out of 10, we are behind a laptop all day, every day. If you go to the library right now in your university, you'll most probably find an accounting student with handbooks, 3 to 4 handbooks with them, because yes, there is a lot of work that we must do in a short space of time, but we are not boring people. Accountants are expected to be people's people, right? We are expected to be able to relay information, communicate what is going on in this business and how we can move it forward. Accountants can be creative in what they do. I don't necessarily mean in how, they talk about creative accounting, which is like fraudulent. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But we can be creative because as accountants, if you go into the management accounting space, for example, you are the one who strategizes how the company should look like. You strategize, where is this company going forward? You get to be creative and think outside the box to help create this new company that will be beneficial to society, beneficial for its shareholders, beneficial for everyone. So you get to use a little bit of your creativity, your out-the-box thinking to solve everyday problems. I also say accountants are not boring because most accountants are quite the party animals. We have a work hard, play hard routine where you work hard in your busy season. So although I'm not yet in my articles, as students, we also have something similar to busy season, which is your test week. You really need to put all your effort into test week, all your efforts studying. And as soon as you stop studying, you get a break. So yes, accountants are very fun people. We are people who love others. Not saying all of us are that way, but we are not boring people. And I don't like the stereotype that says accountants are boring. We are definitely not boring. If you were to come to my class, you'd see that some accountants have the wildest hair colors. We have different fashion tastes and fashion senses. We all have a little bit of flavor we bring to the profession. It's not all about the books. So yes, the 5 things I wish I knew about accounting are, firstly, it's not just about the numbers. It's all about thinking analytically. Second thing, there is a lot of law. You need to come to grips with reading and understanding how the law works and how it is incorporated into this highly regulated accounting and finance industry. Third thing, the accounting profession is so wide and expansive, you're not forced to do one thing. You will be given opportunities of a lifetime. So don't ever think that being an accountant is a linear path. There's a path that suits everyone, and there are paths that you don't have to follow, right? You don't have to be the traditional accountant. You can do what you want. Fourth thing, you won't be rich immediately. Things take time, okay? Things do take time. And lastly, accountants are not boring people. We just work hard and we also play hard. I hope you liked this video. Remember that you can also share one thing you wish you knew about studying accounting or becoming an accountant. I think there's one thing I did forget. I would like to say that accounting is a very rigorous degree. And I think many people don't understand how rigorous it can be. It's very rigorous, but the mere fact that you got in means you can get out of it and you can do well. Okay, so accounting is very rigorous. I think that's the one thing I forgot. That'll be like the bonus thing I wish I knew about learning accounting. It's such a rigorous degree. I say this because I write tests at least once a month, and I write tests on Saturdays. Where have you heard someone coming to school on a Saturday to be writing a test? I write for 8 hours on a Saturday. I'm on campus for 8 hours on a Saturday, writing for nearly 5 hours, right? You write a lot. It's very rigorous. It takes a lot of time to study. There's great detail, but in the end, it is worth it. To tie it up, please share what you wish you knew about studying accounting or becoming a chartered accountant or just being within the accounting profession. One thing that you should know is that you are very much capable of being an accountant if you set your mind to it. If you're thinking of becoming an accountant, do your research. Think and talk about what you want your life to be. Think about where you see yourself going. Think about all these things. Do your research. I can't emphasize that enough. You need to know what you're getting yourself into and prepare yourself adequately. Remember that this platform is just to inspire you to aspire to be greater than you are right now. My name is Boza Ya Di Boza, and these were the 5 things and a bonus that I wish I knew about studying accounting at UCT. Thank you.